Dancing is the skill of making a certain set of motions to a music or tune. Dance performances are performed for the aim of amusement or as a hobby. Dancing can be turned into a job for someone who is passionate about it. Classical, hip-hop, robotic, and other types of dance exist. The entire performance must be choreographed, although it can also be freestyle.
The British writer Northcote Parkinson came up with Parkinson's rule, which states that work expands to fill the time given for it, or that the amount of work performed is inversely proportional to the number of people employed. If you have an hour to complete a 5-minute task, it will take you an hour to complete it. The output of a huge number of individuals is less than that of a smaller group.
The term hacker has long been used to describe someone who violates system security in order to obtain unauthorized access. In most cases, the acts of hackers have been strongly criticized. However, pioneers in computer science have referred to those who like getting into systems and overriding them as crackers, rather than hackers. As far as politics go, the responses are just as varied. Mitigation is common and calls for a reduction of emissions and less reliance on fossil fuels. Coal-burning power plants are now replaced with hydraulic power plants and electrical cars are replacing some gasoline-efficient cars. Many people, however, feel that this is not enough.
The Sun, Moon, and planets make up the Solar System. Comets, meteoroids, and asteroids make up the rest of the Solar System. The Sun is the most massive object in the Solar System. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, the dwarf planet, are the planets in order of distance from the Sun. Planets, asteroids, comets, and meteoroids orbit around the Sun, which lies at the center of the Solar System.
We've seen the rise of so-called social media influencers as a result of our extensive use of social media. These Internet entrepreneurs are persons who have built a reputation for offering information or expertise on a certain topic. As a technique of advertising their product or service to hundreds and even millions of individuals, the businesses have taken use of them. Mobile robots will gather trash items from the seabed using grippers, hooks or suction devices, depending on the kind of litter. The floating platform has 8 cables that are connected to the mobile robots. Adjusting the tension of the cables may be used to regulate the robot's orientation.
In the summer of 1929, the United States had an average recession. However, by the end of 1929, the slump had worsened significantly and persisted until the beginning of 1933. Neither actual output nor prices increased at all. Because it occurs in every state and claims the lives of more people each year than hurricanes, tornadoes, and lightning combined, flooding is already the most prevalent natural catastrophe in the U.S. As sea levels rise and hurricanes get stronger, more people will have to contend with floods as a result of global warming.
Emerald is defined by its green color. To be an emerald, a specimen must have a distinctly green color that falls in the range from bluish-green to slightly yellowish-green. To be an emerald, the specimen must also have a rich color. Stones with weak saturation or light tone should be called green beryl. If it is greenish-yellow, it is heliodor. This color definition is a source of confusion. As an energy vector for chemical or physical processes that involve the creation of heat, electricity, steam, etc., natural gas is presently widely employed in the industrial sector in the United States. Petroleum, coal, and natural gas account for approximately all of the world's energy use today.
There has always been a huge importance placed on disintegration control efforts. It has been decided to construct submerged weirs to channel the most damaging streams and to reinforce the fall's highest point. An impermanent shaken earth dam was built on Niagara Falls in June 1969, diverting the flow away from the American Falls for some time.
Statistical education has undergone a sea shift as a result of the advent of user-friendly statistical software. With a single click, students may change variables, produce distribution graphs, and pick from a variety of statistical studies. However, despite these developments, statistics may still be a difficult subject for students to grasp.
The standard Web Convention Suite is used by the Internet to service a few billion users throughout the world. As it is, it may be described as a global correspondence system based on personal computers. Anyone with a computer can access the Internet. In any instance, appropriate programming is required.
Many city dwellers take their skyline for granted, but I'm here to remind you how spectacular it really is. Humankind's advancement may be seen in the skyscrapers we have built. There are a wide variety of architectural styles to choose from because cities were not developed overnight. Playing basketball has numerous physical and mental advantages. Basketball is an excellent sport for improving players' cardiovascular health. A healthy heart lowers the chances of developing heart disease later in life. Basketball's strong physical demand is essential for athletes to burn calories and lose body fat. Basketball also strengthens bones by causing regular muscular friction against them. It is not impossible to return people to the Moon, despite the difficulties. The logistical issue of retaining people in one place is somewhat different from the challenge of getting them there. However, we already have two of the required components, solar power and minerals from the Moon. In laboratories, scientists and researchers are already hard at work on this.
In addition to preserving the environment from pollution, you're also conserving the rest of the planet's natural resources by relying on solar electricity in your house or business. No pollution or harm to the atmosphere is caused by capturing solar energy, which is non-toxic. Solar power is expensive, which is one of the reasons why many people are reluctant to utilize it. Another reason why solar power isn't being considered is the requirement for a large amount of land to do so.
Here's how to clean your room effectively. To begin, gather all of the items that don't have a home in the space and set them in the center. Remove all garbage from the kitchen and deposit all dirty dishes in the sink. Find a home for each of the items you strewn about the room's center. Most European countries are less unequal than the United States in terms of the distribution of wealth. The richest 10% of the population makes roughly 6 times as much as the lowest 10% of the population. The ratio is just over 3 to 1 in Germany and France. Long-term poverty is also a major problem in the United States.